Hi, how are you doing today? We're here to talk a little about helping our folks with foreclosure issue. And we have a panel here today, Mr. George from Sacramento. And he's going to tell us and explain a little bit how we can help our community and with our foreclosure issue. George, can you elaborate a little bit on how our foreclosure program works?
Yeah, basically what we do is we partner with some attorneys.
Okay.
What we have found out in the past is a lot of loan modifications that you hear out there really aren't helping the people much.
Okay.
So people are basically coming back 3-4 months later in the same situation.
Okay.
So what banks are actually able to do, they're not doing. Congress has given them a lot of leeway and a lot of insurance to back what they're doing.
Okay.
But the banks aren't doing it. So what we've done is we've, through all of our clients and our real estate background, they're coming back to us now saying, how can you help us? You know, we're not dealing with something that we just want to get away with, a good deal. Our nation's in a pandemic situation, so what are we going to do?
Yeah.
So that way the banks are downsizing, going out of business, giving people the runaround, just trying to get 1 or 2 more payments in before they can make their money.
Okay.
So what we're trying to do is give them another option. There's another little layer of hope out there that says basically we're going to take the banks to the court. Not we, I'm not the attorney, but we represent some services that basically the banks get taken to court right away. So there's no letter writing, there's no threats, there's no mailers. It's just really straight to the point.
Okay.
Now, this is not trying to get the whole loan forgiven. This is not trying to get a free ride. This is just absolutely what makes sense.
Okay.
This is a make sense approach.
Okay.
So what that means is if the bank is going to foreclose on you, they're going to go through a legal process themselves. They're going to go through paperwork. They're going to go through sitting on the market for 3 or 4 months. They're going to go through the commissions they have to pay the agents. They have to go through all those expenses.
Okay.
So they're going to end up with a certain amount of money anyway. But what the lenders are doing right now is they're trying to hold people's feet to the fire, collect a little bit of money now, which basically creates a forbearance program. It's not a real modification at all. It's a Band-Aid, like I call it. It's just going to be a temporary heal. So what we do is we want loan reduction. We don't want to give, we don't want to get away with the whole loan. We just, again, makes sense. So what that means is we're going to argue to the point that, look, the nation is in a pandemic situation now. We need everybody to just take their own losses, come to the table equally, and bring the loan down to what you would normally get if you foreclose. So if you're going to foreclose anyway, you're only going to get this much. So why not deal with the person who wants to stay in their home, who's willing to fight, give them a good deal instead of going through the whole foreclosure process and putting it back on the market and taking 4 or 5 months to get it done.
Sounds great.
So, again, I think the judges are really going to be sympathetic to this. They're already starting to. There's some people who are already moved out of their house, already foreclosed on, and the attorneys got them back in. So, that fits outside of our box. Obviously, we'd rather see someone halfway down the way instead of being already foreclosed, and it's really hard to get, that done. But for the average person, you don't have to be late on the mortgage at all. If you're in a situation where you have a loan that's going to be adjusting or has adjusted, and you are not in a 30-year fixed, and you don't have any more equity, which is 90% of the people, those are the people we're trying to help. So if you have equity and you have a 30-year fix already, again, there's not much to help. You know what I mean? So this is for the people who need the help. And now there's another avenue.
Yes. Because, also, George, I do credit restoration, and when I was doing credit restoration, a lot of people were in the arm adjustable, and those were the low FICO score people, and those are the ones that's pretty much going through this problem right now, which they have no equity in their house, and they got low FICO scores, and they try to go through these modifications, which I did a modification last week. I notarized a modification because, I do notary too. And I did a modification, and you should have seen how struck these people were. These banks were asking them to pay $8,000 the first month and $9,000 for the second month. And that was just totally, I felt, was really ripping them off.
Yeah.
And so I'm glad that we're in partnership with this program. I know we can help a lot of people throughout the country with this. Is this state to state, or is it California?
Actually, the law firm is based out here in Santa Clara County.
Santa Clara, okay.
And so they said anywhere in California, but then again, they extend their services out to wherever they need to be.
To go.
Yeah.
Okay.
And obviously their backyard is here.
Okay, good.
Anywhere in California, I've been told.
Okay.
But then obviously we have a high demand of foreclosures and people in need in Nevada, Arizona, Florida. You know, those are the 4 main states that really need the help. So he's someone that really wants to get out there and make a movement.
Okay.
Because he also understands that the banks will eventually come to their senses in about 6 months, maybe.
Yes.
So it just takes lawyers to get it done.
Okay.
And that's the story all the way back to Rosa Parks, all the way to today.
That's right.
Congress can set in motion great programs, and they have, but it's up to the individual business owners like banks to actually adopt them and put them into use. And if they don't, then it takes homeowners to step up, lawyers to step up, and go get it done.
And go get it done.
At least to start setting the precedence so later we won't have to do it that way.
We don't have to do it that way. And then we can do the credit restoration throughout the program too, so it'll be like a one-stop shop. And let me just give you a contact number to contact us, please. You'll see the number at the bottom of the screen, but I want to give it to you verbally at 510-841-9968. And ask to speak to the foreclosure department, and we can help most of our clients that call us, you know. And George, do you have anything else maybe you want to say at our end of our segment here?
Well, I think the reason why I partner up with a lot of folks such as yourself and people in the area is I come from a planning aspect. So even when I did a loan for someone or a real estate transaction or insurance or whatever, it's always been about giving more education than what people expect. So when we get people out of the situation, we have programs. In fact, the lawyer does go ahead and continue the suit for credit repair for getting all those things back off. Good. And what we want to do then is show people how money works. We want to show people how to be an entrepreneur. We want to show people how to make things happen for themselves and not rely on the outside world so much. So there's incredible value add working with yourself and our group, because we're going to teach you more things about life. Once we get you fixed, we're going to get you healthy.
That's right.
So there's a lot more to it. This is just one of the services that helps people out.
And just on the back end, that's pretty much you was covering like the business corporation and the LLC and the other benefits that people can look at as taking their finance to a whole new level at the end of the rainbow kind of like. That sounds great. Well, you guys, please call 510-841-9968 so you could be able to get on the programs that me and George have to offer you. And it will be just a next step that you would take to financial freedom. Okay, thank you. Thank you, George.
No problem. Thank you.
All right.